Well, hello, welcome everyone. I'm here today with Shawn Warnick, and we're going to discuss a workshop that we have coming up in October. It's Awaken Elementals. This is a workshop that's offered through the Modern Mystery School, and Shawn is a guide, teacher, and healer with the Modern Mystery School. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about Shawn and a little bit of details on the class that's coming up. But the whole point we're here together today, or the reason why we're here, is to learn about what is Awaken Elementals and what is a mystery school, and how can these two things put together empower you to make great change in your life. So Shawn, just a little bit, I know that you are a certified hypnotherapist. You're a certified timeline therapy, which I've got to ask you what that is. And you've been with the mystery schools now since 2013. So coming on a little 10 years that
Yeah.
you've been working with them. So tell me, what brought you to the mystery school, and a little bit about yourself and how that interweaves together.
Well, I had left a bad marriage and authoritarian religion, and I was really angry. I was bitter and angry and stressed out and really fumbling spiritually, and I didn't know what to believe anymore. My world was falling apart, and I just out of those crumbles of my life, I came across someone with the mystery school, and I did a session called Life Activation, and I felt better. And well, geez, how could that one session do something so powerful for me? And so I kept doing more and learning more, and I'm happy to share this with other people because it just really helps. And it ties back down to, I believe that stress is not caused by what's happening in your life, but it's caused by being out of alignment with your true self. In the mysteries, we call that the higher self. And that's what the mystery school is all about, bringing you back into that alignment so that you have that inner peace no matter what's happening in your life.
Wow, that's profound. Just the simple word of alignment and bringing yourself back into alignment. And that ties into sacred geometry, which I know is a big part of the teachings of the Modern Mystery School. And it's something that we're going to delve into with this workshop that you've designed coming up in October called Awaken Elementals. So, Shawn, could you briefly describe what sacred geometry is?
Sacred geometry, everything's energy.
Mm.
And the mysteries are all about understanding us as energy beings. Emotions are energy, thoughts are energy. Sacred geometry is how that energy was tied up to bring us into creation. And by understanding sacred geometry, we can activate, you've heard of law of attraction, and
Yes.
we can activate things that attract the right things to us in our life, and keep out the things that cause us stress.
Mm.
And it's really powerful stuff. So I've combined the Awaken Elementals class. The Modern Mystery School offers 5 foundation courses that you can take locally. And then if you want more training, it's kind of like finding the Harvard of spiritual advanced learning from the ancient mysteries. And the school is located in Toronto, and they have classes all around the world. But locally, you can do 5 classes, and the Awaken Elementals includes 2 of those 5. Sacred Geometry Level 1, and the elemental part is the 12 races of Earth. So we're going to combine those 2 classes. You're going to get a basic attunement into understanding the sacred geometry, but it's not with your mind. It's very experiential. So you will be handed down ancient techniques to work with the energy of those geometries in your life. And one of the tools that you come away from is the ability to set sacred space in your home or your workplace. And it helps to keep out stressful. I have a client that she had some relatives that were very stressful, and whenever they came over, they were very stressful. And she said, after she did sacred geometry, she said, Shawn, they came in and they weren't stressed. I can't believe it. It was that powerful. Doing her sacred geometry in her house did a difference. So yeah, you'll have to see how it affects your life.
Yes, I'm anyone listening on this call, I can't recommend how powerful this elemental training is because I've done it myself. And you as my guide, you've even come to my new home. I manifested, and we gridded it using the sacred geometry. And I use sacred geometry every day, like as part of my own rituals, as part of meditation. I'm really into Gaia television, and they have a new TV series on sacred geometry that just it blows my mind. And I'm a therapist. I work with families as a craniosacral therapist and as a trauma resolution therapist. And I am fascinated by the form, like the somatic form, like the shape that our body takes and how illness can impact it, or even health, right? The health of our bodies, the shape of our bodies, and how we go about our days is really all steeped in sacred geometry, which I never knew. So this initial course that I took with you was so eye-opening. And when you said experiential, you can't describe it really with words. I mean, I got goosebumps when you mentioned it, and I can feel energy in a different way. But it was, for me, it was a life shifting moment when I took the sacred geometry class with you. And then, of course, I had to have more. I went on and, you were talking about 5 classes that you can do locally. So I think it really is interesting that this spiritual technology is what you're trying to teach, can be applied for anybody and everybody in every day of your life. But tell me, I was really curious, what you mentioned 12 races. What do you mean by 12 races, and how does that apply to this conversation?
Can I tell you a secret? There's 11 other races that share this earth with us.
Wow.
And we, in this class, it's very experiential, but we do hand down some ancient teachings from the mysteries, and the lineage that the modern mystery school represents is handed down through King Solomon, and he was known for his wisdom. In the we've all heard legends of fairies and elves and all sorts of magical beings. Everything's energy. The energy of these beings is real. No matter how you envision that energy, it's there. And when we can work with those energies in nature, around our homes, in our lives, it makes a huge difference. And these other beings of earth, we go into some ancient teachings that you won't find anywhere in a book. That some of their origins, their structure, how they view humans. Some of the races, do they want to help humans? Do they work with humans? And you go over some ancient wisdom about the other races of Earth, and how it can benefit you. And it just taking the class opens your awareness up that you have a deeper connection to the elemental beings, because they're all around us, especially where you have foliage, water. The elemental beings are all around us. It's what makes up the earth. In the mysteries, the basic 4 elements is earth, water, air, and fire. It's not the elements we learned in high school: copper, nickel, oxygen, all that stuff. But the essence of its structure is it's earth. Is it solid? Is it water? Is it liquid? Is it air? Is it gas? Is it fire? Is it energy? So these basic structures of the elements make up everything. And when we have the deeper connection to those elemental beings, these elemental blocks also form our ability to manifest and create in our life. So that's how powerful. And the sacred geometry and the awakening the elemental beings is uh, very much intertwined, and the two classes will go together very well. But it will give you a huge foundation in working with the ability to manifest in your life.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. And my experience with the elements and the other 11 races is that once you do open your eyes to these realities that are invisible to us, modern science would call it a different dimension. And sacred geometry would call it a higher plane. There are higher planes. But it's as if you start working with the elements in your life and everything starts becoming harmonious. And this stress that you talked about, that we all carry in this world, it's as if some of that just falls away. It's as if you're not striving so hard during your day because you have power behind you. That was my personal experience. And I happen to, I'm just fascinated by all of this. I mean, I always studied Lord of the Rings and every fairy movie you could possibly imagine. And using sacred geometry for my dream work as well. And then opening up in my dream life to the elements as well as these other races that you're talking about. So is another form of manifestation, is when you can start mastering your dream life, then you can start creating the life that you have in the waking world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Well, I'm so excited. I can't wait. And that's why we wanted to just give everybody a little flavor and a little explanation of what this title is, Awaken Elementals, and some details. It's coming October 22nd, which I love this number, this energy of 2-2 and 2022. And here we are on the fall equinox tomorrow, September 22nd. So I think it's awesome that we're recording tonight on the 21st. And the class will be on a Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia. And it was from 10 to 5:30.
Yes.
And I'm going to include up here on the screen for those listening and watching details, a link that you can click if you would want to register or just get any more information. We can happily reach out to you and answer any questions that you have. So I just thank you, Shawn, for your time today. And I really hope that people look into this because this will change your life.
Yes, I can't wait to share it with you guys in Charlottesville.
Oh, awesome. Well, I thank you for everyone listening and to those listening into the future. We hope you have a good day or evening.